I need it. I'm telling y'all, lock it in.
I need a sports podcast. I need it now.
Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the I Need It Sports Podcast. Your host with the most, you already know what it is. Bryce, got my dog Cam with me. Our dog Swan will be in a little bit later. You already know what we're here to talk about, man. It's time to wrap up Wild Card Weekend. What a Wild Card Weekend it was. Cam, you moved on. What?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
bro. Now, don't talk to me, bro. You already see what's going on. We can't conversate today, man. Yeah, man. We got a nice little divisional round matchup. My Chiefs versus Cam's Texans. We kind of been knowing this one was coming for basically like the last month and a half or so. The way the rankings were shaking out, but yeah, man, go ahead and touch on it because for whatever reason, Vegas, the general public, I don't know what they were smoking on with the Chargers and Justin Herbert, but they thought you and your Texas was sweet or something. Like this was a bye week, according to Rex Ryan. Justin Herbert, 4 interceptions, all the excuses in the world from the fan base, man. It's year 5, dog. It's year 5. You don't have any playoff wins yet, but you a top 5 quarterback. If that. Miss me with that, man. CJ Stroud gets his second playoff win. Texans take home the dub 32-12. Tell us how it felt, man, because you was there live in person. I know you was close to shitting bricks that first quarter the way it was looking.
No, man, it's just going to that game. I just felt like everybody was just against us. Everybody just forgot about what we did that whole regular season, where we made a lot of quarterbacks just look like not normal guys. Like a lot of quarterbacks had like their worst games of their career, like career. Like we was there at that
we watched Josh Allen go 9 for 30.
Yeah,
we seen that.
We seen that, man. So so going in, I was like, the Chargers not even like a good enough team for like people to be saying stuff like this. Like Rex Ryan talking about, yeah, this is a bye week. Like I didn't know the Chargers had a bye week. So that was just all that was just crazy. But first quarter I was like, I don't know what's going on. They need to come on, because first play of the game or whatever, or that first drive, John Mechie, he fumbled, and I was like, bro,
it's like, bro, don't mess up your bag. Like this your time to shine. You stepping up because all the receivers. Like, come on, John. I know you ain't played real football in a minute, but he was about to piss me off. I think his prop was over like 22 and a half, and when he caught that first one and fumbled, I was like, they might bench him because it's the playoff. He not even really supposed to be playing. They might bench his ass or something.
Yeah, man. So that happened, and then just CJ getting sacked, not getting the ball out quick or whatever that first quarter. But then once second quarter hit, that 99-yard or that 99 possession or whatever, 9-yard possession, not possession.
I know you're doing that drive in the first half.
Yeah, I'm tripping. That drive, whatever, that pretty much turned the whole game. The from CJ fumbling the ball to him throwing it to Hutch for a big game, all the way down to Nico catching the touchdown. That's when the game flipped, and you could just tell momentum. Second half we just pretty much just took off, man. Defense
it was about to ass. Second half,
defense just locking up, man. Like it was getting bad. I'm like, I've never seen Herbert like play like this before. Like,
he threw 3 interceptions all season long, and then he threw 4 in the playoff game. And it's like, dog, like I get it. He had a decent regular season, but it's like he keep getting this elite label. He got elite talent, yet like he got a strong arm. He throw a pretty spiral. He 6'5", he mobile. But sometimes the talent don't translate like that. Like it just is what it is. Like, and it sucks for him because it's not like it's about to get any easier. You in the toughest conference with probably 4 future Hall of Famers when it's all said and done. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow. You gonna always be fighting with them. All them quarterbacks are signed long term. They're not going nowhere, and one is in your division. So you gotta put up or shut up. Like, and this not even like this a wild card game. This ain't even the big stuff yet for real. You ain't made it to no divisional, no AFC championship, ain't won your division yet. And people got all the excuses in the world. It's like, man, this is what I hate with the NFL media and fans nowadays. Because they went into the game talking about Chargers are this, Chargers are that. This a bye week. Like, oh, they gonna whoop the Texans. The Texans lipping into the playoffs. And then when y'all whoop their ass, it's, oh, well, we ain't got no wide receivers. Justin Herbert ain't got. You knew that going into the game, so don't make excuses now. Like, y'all got y'all ass whooped straight up. And we told y'all on the podcast last week. If y'all wasn't listening, we gave out. I hit on damn near everything in that game except the under because Joe Mixon won a stat pad. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But I told y'all that first half, that drive, 99 yards. That was clutch. I needed that for the plus 0.5 first half. But then it's like, bruh, Justin Herbert, Lamar McConkey had a rookie record, 197 yards. Now they talking about Quentin Johnson. Like, I never thought he was that good. But I mean, the last week of the season, he had 180 yards versus the Pats or something like that. And everybody was talking crazy about like, oh, he nice now. He back. Like the Chargers gonna whoop the Texans. Then get to the game, what unfolds? Herbert ain't got no help. No, Herbert, because Herbert really, y'all turned the ball over twice to start off that game?
Yeah.
And because one he gave it right back. I think when
it was twice. It was the Mechie and then CJ threw an interception.
Yeah, and then Herbert rolling right, tried to throw it across left, a pass you're not supposed to make.
That was crazy.
I know some quarterbacks get away, but that was a terrible pass.
That was terrible.
That was terrible. And that's all on Herbert. That is solely him. And hey, oh man, I did lose that one. He said, anyone know a Bill score? Yeah. I did lose a beer bet to our guy Eric. Had Broncos plus 9.5. The start of the game up 7-0. I was like, oh, we good. And then it was like, okay, this is Bo Nix led offense. They could only manufacture something off the 15 scripted plays to start the game. After that, completely shut down by Buffalo. So props to Buffalo. Eric, you were right on that one. Quarterbacks in their first start, everybody folded this weekend besides Jaden Daniels, which we'll touch on that too, man. But yeah, I never understood the Chargers hype. We've known who this team was for years and years and years. We say it for a reason. The Chargers are gonna Charger. I don't know why y'all thought something would be different. Like they were just about to go into Houston and they were just gonna all of a sudden turn into this elite team. And that just was simply not the case. And yeah, Justin Herbert could use a little more wide receiver help. But again, you do not get to make that excuse if you was all on the bandwagon, Chargers -3, this a bye week. They got no problems. They should be able to handle the Texans. Because while, some of his passes were tipped into interceptions, Herbert still didn't play. He didn't capitalize at all off y'all's turnovers. You get 2 turnovers early in the game and you only end up with 6 points. Yeah. You got to capitalize on that in the playoffs. And like I said, one of them, he literally the next play, y'all turned it over. The next play, when he got the ball, he turned it right back over. Just like that. Momentum gone. So, hey, it is what it is. Yep. Mayfield choke. I told y'all, the more I think about it, I really think Baker Mayfield, the white Jameis Winston. He can put up a great year, but in the moments you really don't need it, he comes up with a crucial turnover or boneheaded play. I don't know if it was whether the snap was just late or he was trying to pull it, but the timing of that reverse play just looked all off when he tried to hand it to McMillan, fumbled the ball right after the Tampa Bay defense had got a crucial stop. Washington went for it in the red zone. And Tampa Bay playoff L. They said they were so worried about Mike Evans' stats, they forgot they need to win the actual football game. But it is what it is. Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback. Washington, y'all might got y'all one. But y'all do have a brutal matchup with Detroit waiting on y'all. Rested, getting a lot of key guys back. David Montgomery should be back this weekend on that one. But Texans in that first, the annual Saturday 4:30 game in Houston, as it always happens every year in the wild card.
Every year, man.
We whooped the Chargers, man. So we were on that one. Had Texas +3 as well. Easy cash, went straight out, and they move on to the divisional round versus Chiefs. That second night game, man, and we still ain't got the compilation video together yet. But Kim, I know you was a little high on them,
Oh,
throughout
Steelers.
them Steelers, man. What they in the season with a 5-6 game losing streak? They haven't even been leading the game in those 5-6 games that they've lost. I think it might be time, man, for Mike Tomlin to go. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm just saying he clearly cannot get it done in Pittsburgh anymore, y'all. They haven't won a playoff game since 2015. That's 10 years. 7 straight playoff losses. And it's not even like they're close losses. They've been getting boat raced every single game. They've been down double digits in every single game they've lost at some point. Like, it's been brutal. I get it. The offense is struggling, but Tomlin's supposed to be the defensive guy. The defense didn't look. When you have a drive go 13 plays down the field for a touchdown, and Baltimore does not throw the ball one time, how demoralized the game was over right there after that drive. Like, no matter what did, the game was over right there. They ran the ball down their throat 13 straight times to the house, dog. That's unheard. I don't even think I've ever seen that. I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't think I've ever seen that in my life of watching football. So if anybody knows, some of that's that, leave it in the comments or let us know something. DM us, but that's crazy. 13 plays, 13 runs, touchdown. That's smash mouth football. What do you think they do with Pittsburgh? Because Russ, he not Mr. Unlimited no more. He Mr. Limited. I think he probably need to just go ahead and hang him up, or really stick to being a backup, mentoring guys if that's what he truly want to do, or go home to Sierra, my guy. Like, you already love making kids and love being a hub. Go do that. Go do that. And Mike Tomlin, I'm sure he would get another job elsewhere, but as far as his Pittsburgh tenure, I just think it's time for both of them to split ways. This just can't continue. Because, it's not like their division getting any weaker. Lamar not going nowhere. Joe Burrow, I know they didn't make the playoffs this year, but he not going nowhere. Maybe eventually Cleveland will get out of poverty. They not going nowhere either, though. Right now, Deshaun Watson probably out next year too. So, what you think Pittsburgh should do with the Mike Tomlin situation and QB situation?
Me personally, I don't think they should get rid of Tomlin, just because it's hard winning this league, and definitely for a coach where since Big Ben has left, they've been struggling to find their quarterback or whatever. And he continues to win. I feel like this past game, whatever, versus Ravens, I feel like they just ran into a juggernaut. They just in flow with things. With Lamar and Derrick Henry, they're finally running the ball and not just relying on Lamar to throw it or whatever. Which I think eventually we'll touch it. We'll touch it. Yeah, we'll touch up on it. But
I know exactly what you're about to say.
I'm gonna say this: Steelers didn't have the offense to keep up with Lamar to force him to start throwing the ball, so they could slow him down and just run the ball the whole game. And I don't know. I just feel like you don't get rid of Tomlin. Not yet. Maybe in a couple more years. Maybe couple more seasons.
Okay, I hear you, but let me share this fact with your cool stat. He's lost, like I said, 7 playoff games in a row. Only one coach has lost more playoff games in a row and continued to keep his same job. That's Marvin Lewis in Cincinnati. All them years they was choking. I get it. He's a good coach. He can get you to the playoffs. He can win. He can have winning seasons. But at what point? Because let's not sugarcoat it, especially for a franchise like Pittsburgh. I'm not saying it's Super Bowl or bust, but this franchise is about winning, come January, February time frame. If you know that you're not gonna be doing that, why are you settling just to be average, so to speak? Like, what's the point of just making it into playoffs 10-7, 9-8, lose first round, get your ass whooped, rinse and repeat? Like, at some point, you probably just got to make that change, even as hard as it seems, because it's just like you only delaying the inevitable. Like, the Pittsburgh Steelers are not winning the Super Bowl within the next 5 years with Mike Tomlin as a head coach. And the defense, like I said, it's like, okay, offense is one thing. I know he's not the offensive coach, and the offense obviously had their struggles throughout the end of this year. But for the recent history of their playoff games, it's been their defense that has not showed up either. And that's supposed to be Tomlin's staple. So I'm just saying, like, they damn near entering the Saints territory, whereas, the Saints had Drew Brees all them years, and they kept saying, like, oh, we in the window. Let's go all in. We knocking at the door. Drew Brees got older. He retired. And then they're like, no, I think, like, they need to keep it going. I hear y'all. I'm not saying Mike Tomlin is the problem, but he's also not the solution. That's my point. Like, he's a damn good coach, and he will definitely be picked up somewhere else. It's just time for them the same way, how we talked about Dak preseason, where we're like, no, the Cowboys don't need to pay him. Like, not saying Dak a terrible quarterback, but him and the Cowboys, like, this relationship just don't work. And it never will. Like, we've seen it time and time. Derek Carr and the Raiders for all them years, and they finally got rid of him. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers just don't work no more. He won a Super Bowl back in 2008, y'all. He made it back in 2010. Props. He lost, though, to the Packers. Hasn't been nowhere close since. We're in 2025. That's literally 17 years. Like I said, the only coach to lose more playoff games consecutively and keep his job is Marvin Lewis. And where's Marvin Lewis right now? Not coaching. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all got all this talent, but it's not producing. So it's probably time to change things up. Y'all know my favorite saying, you cannot keep doing the same thing over and over expecting different results. Like, it just don't work like that. And yeah, they need to get a quarterback, but that's where, like I said, they had Big Ben. They never put a succession plan in for Big Ben. We all could see Big Ben was getting old. He couldn't throw farther than a 5-yard slant, and they just didn't get a replacement. Then they went and got Kenny Pickett. We know how that worked out. Had Mason Rudolph as a backup. We know how that worked out. This year, still didn't get a quarterback. Okay, well, we'll sign Russ to the vet man, and we'll sign Justin Fields, who's on the last year of his deal. So we really ain't got to pay no quarterback, but obviously them two, no solutions. It's probably time to accept what it is, and you need to enter the rebuild. Because, like I said, Baltimore not going nowhere. Cincinnati, I know, like I'm one of the biggest proponents. Like, they Super Bowl window for this current roster closed, but Joe Burrow not going nowhere. That's going to be in the division. Cleveland, that's a if. You got to compete with Lamar and Burrow for the next 5 to 10 years. Mike Tomlin has not been doing that whatsoever. And another thing, and this is where this probably be my biggest hot take, and this is the last thing I'll say about the Steelers, and you can take it from here, Cam. Do you think, because I do, I don't think TJ Watt is a playoff performer, dog. He hasn't shown up in any of the playoffs. He don't. Like, do you think of TJ Watt and close your eyes and try to think of a playoff moment he truly had that, like, he changed the game? You can't do it because he hasn't done it because they've been losing. He literally put up 0 stats for the second game in a row. The last week of the season and the playoff game this past weekend, nothing. He filled nothing on the stat sheet. He was just out there. And I get it. He probably banged up. I know he ended up hurting his elbow during the game. I think he still has an ankle injury, coming into the game. But it's the end of the season, 18-week long season. Nobody out there is healthy. We got to be real about that. All these players' bodies are completely beat up, torn up, whatever you want to call it. But like they say, if you out there to play, you out there healthy. That's how it go. Or you sit down. Because if you're not healthy and you can't play for it, you're a detriment to the team. But he doesn't perform. That's their best defensive player. That's a guy that makes plays in the regular season, to get them to that 10-7, 9-8. Come playoff time, no show. The rest of the defense, no show. Minka Fitzpatrick, all pro safety, no show. Got slapped into the next universe by Derrick Henry, his old Alabama teammate. Like, man, it is what it is. Like, I'm not trying to say Mike Tomlin is the worst coach because he's not. But it just don't work in Pittsburgh no more. I think they got to explore new options, especially with some of the young, offensive-minded coaching talent that's in this league nowadays. You need to go get you one of them coaches and go find you a quarterback for the future and just start to build. This is not going to work. You will only just keep prolonging it so long until you literally end up like the New Orleans Saints, who are in cap hell right now, and they have nothing to show for it. So that's all I'm saying. If you're a Pittsburgh fan, I'm sorry, but it's time to face reality. Mike Tomlin don't got it no more. And from the sounds of it, at least from some of the Pittsburgh, side of Twitter I've been seeing, seems like a lot of fans are ready to get rid of Mike Tomlin as well, and go somewhere else. But I mean, hey, like I said, there's a lot of great options out there. They can go find somebody. Now it could not work. They could be worse than Mike Tomlin. But what's worse than just keep this rinse and repeat 9-8, 10-7 wild card loss every year? Because you're not getting good draft picks and you're not getting no postseason success. You literally just stuck in the middle. That's not what we play this game for. That's definitely not what Pittsburgh fans want. Mike Tomlin, Super Bowl winning head coach, obviously a Hall of Fame coach, but his time has come, man. At one point, Philly had to get rid of Andy Reid. As great as Andy was, he wasn't winning. And he was doing it with more playoff success than Mike Tomlin. He just couldn't win the big one, but they had to get rid of him eventually. I just think it's time for Mike Tomlin, man. That's just my feelings on it. But that touches on the wild card game Saturday. Sunday morning, got it kicked off. Buffalo, Denver. Yes, I had Denver plus 9.5. No, we're not going to talk about it. Man, I think just moving forward, I think it's a safe bet. If Josh Allen is in the wild card game at home, you just take the Bills against the spread because they're probably going to whoop whoever it is, because that usually means it's a 7th or 6th seed, and they got no problems beating up on the cupcakes, man. It was very evident, what was it? That because Denver's defense was playing well. I'll give them that first half. It was only like 13-6. And then Buffalo went for that 4th and 2, and Allen dropped back and was standing in the pocket for like 5 seconds and hit Johnson in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. And then from there, the game was really, really over. But I did have Buffalo winning in my playoff predictions. There is that. So we got the matchup we wanted. Baltimore, Buffalo this weekend in the divisional, so all their fans can shut all that mess up. They've been bickering back and forth for 2 months. But talk to me how you feel about Buffalo. Were you impressed? What you expected? And do you think Denver has, reason to believe moving forward with Bo Nix, Sean Payton, of what they've shown this season? Because while Denver did have a solid year, relative to the recent years, because they hadn't been in the playoffs since like 2015, they did only beat one winning football team this year. So while they got a good record, I don't know how good their team necessarily was. Defense was great. I'll give them that. But offense was very limited at times. They had other times they looked pretty good. But at the end of the day, they didn't, win when they were supposed to. And of course, obviously give Bo Nix some grace. He is a rookie, so obviously he's still got a lot to learn in this league. But how you feel about Bo Nix? Because I know we weren't necessarily big on him coming into this year. Did he surprise you? You think you can believe in him moving forward, or you still need to see a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely surprised me because I thought he was pretty much like a check down merchant. But I mean, he has an arm. He showed it this year. He has an arm. He can throw all across the field. So that's good to see or whatever. But yeah, I mean, whenever a team goes like 10-7 with a rookie quarterback, that's a great year, no matter like how the 10-7 came. I feel like I think Bo Nix is definitely the future for Denver. I don't know what they could upgrade to make them a little bit better. Probably like a run game. I know they got Javonte Williams or whatever, but probably like another running back next to him or a lead back. I feel like honestly truly don't have like a. I know they got Cortland Sutton, but they really don't have like a
I think his contract's up though, ain't it? Because
his
he didn't.
contract. Okay.
Yeah, but they got one of the. I think they might got the highest cap space in the league too, so they got that working in their favor too. Rookie quarterback, high cap space coming in the next year because they dumped everything to get rid of Russ, and now so it's coming back. I think I'm wrong about the highest cap space, but it's coming back now because they offloaded all the Russ stuff, and then to make the playoffs coming off that's pretty good there. So
yeah, that's real good. So I mean, I feel like they need like a true receiver one. So if they go out there, get like a T or they make like a splash trade for like a receiver. Well, I think Amari Cooper going to be free agent also, but I don't know. I feel like they just need like a true like receiver one. Like Troy Franklin, he's also good, but I don't know, like he has drop problems. I don't know if you can really trust him. I don't know how the O line looks. I don't know if they need to get some upgrades on that or whatever.
they could probably upgrade the interior, but like you said, running back interior line, they probably could be a little bit better. Like if they, I don't want it for my cheap, but they fallen in the middle of the draft kind of now. They mess around. Ashton GT fall to them. I feel like you got to take him.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
The running game kind of coming back. Like the league tried to shortchange running backs getting paid, but the trend this year was running backs are kind of back. Saquon, Derek, Bijan, like running backs did their thing this year. And you can't really have a successful team if you don't got no running game.
Exactly.
So, and that's where they were lacking for real.
And then the defense is good. They got if not one of the best, if not the best corner, one of the best corners in the NFL. So I don't know, man. I feel like they're trending up. We'll see, what moves they make in the off season and who they draft. But I feel like they're trending up.
Yeah, I think so too. But that's what I'm saying. Like it gets interesting now because, I mean, obviously it's any given year. There's so much parity in this league. But Chiefs have won the division for like what 8-9 years in a row now. So you got them obviously. This is what I'm saying, Chargers fan. Like you keep saying Herbert, just give him time. It's year 5. If Denver's truly here now and they're on the rise, it's not gonna be 3 teams from the AFC West make the playoffs every year. It just don't work like that. Yeah. So are you gonna keep stepping up, or is Denver literally gonna jump you with Bo Nix, who's gonna be in his second year, and Herbert gonna be in year 6? J110,000 said he say Pastor Tanner is the best in the league. I'm not mad at it. I'm still biased toward my guy McDuffie. I know you biased with Stingley, who had a big game this week, man. But yeah, no, Pastor 10 definitely one of the best, if not the best. Reset the market this past offseason, got the bag. So I'm gonna be interested because we need to pay McDuffie this offseason, just get it out the way. But I don't even know what that kind of market commands for him right now. But yeah, they definitely got pieces. I'll say an apology. I'll go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure I didn't have much to say about Bo Nix or speak of him too highly. Thought he was a checked out merchant, like you said. Thought he wasn't going to come into the NFL and be good. There was a reason he was in college for 6 years. But he came in, did his thing. Sean Payton, obviously, a big help there. That whatever they saw in that draft room, they were right this year. But there is a little bit of caution because, as you see, like personally now this year, you have a great rookie season, and that next year the NFL comes and hits you right back. Is Bo Nix gonna get up off the mat and punch back? CJ been punching back all year, even though it ain't been his best year, but it's been somewhat of that sophomore slump, as they call it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, Buffalo, man, like I said, if it's not this year, Buffalo win, man. And don't be the Chargers fan. Don't be no Bengals. Do not use no excuses, man. Because all year, Allen's the best. Our team is the best. Since this MVP race with Lamar's heated up, y'all started shitting on your team, saying y'all ain't got nobody. But y'all are here. Y'all put belt to ass. Y'all do this every year in the wildcard round. But Josh Allen and company is 1-4 in the divisional round. Something's got to change. You got home field. He cannot let Lamar walk into his house and win this game. Because if he does, you know what that means? That will mean the last 3 years he will have lost to Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow, all on his home turf in the divisional round.
That's tough.
And if that happens, I know wins are not solely a QB stat, but for all the stuff that y'all talk, Bills Mafia, Josh Allen cannot be number 2. He cannot be the best quarterback in the league. If you cannot even defend your home turf in the playoffs, don't talk about it. And don't blame. That's what I'm saying. Don't come with excuses. Oh, it's McDermott. Oh, it's the defense. The team always letting him down. He's had two amazing playoff games. The one versus New England in 2021, and then that divisional versus Kansas City the next week, where he lost in 13 seconds. Oh, he outplayed Mahomes. At best, that's a wash. They had literally equal stats, and the Chiefs won. I'll never understand how a guy gets discredited for bringing his team back with 13 seconds, but that's that Bills Mafia smoking on something stupid. Now, next year after that, Burrow comes out. The game that really gets forgotten, because you notice how whenever people talk about Allen's playoff stuff and say how his team always lets him down and he's so elite, you remember the score of that game?
Which one? The
Cincinnati Buffalo a couple years ago in the divisional.
No, it was sore.
27-10. Josh Allen, I believe, had 2 picks. Offense did absolutely nothing. Never had the lead in the game. Thoroughly outplayed on its home turf. In the elements. It was snowing too. That's supposed to be to their advantage.
Yeah,
no one talks about that though. They just say his defense and his role players and all that always let him down. Last year, going into the game, like I said, much like the Chargers this year, they got the Chiefs. Oh, we got them right where we want them. All the time, we had to go to Arrowhead. Now they got to come here. They're losing. Chiefs go into Highmark Stadium, beat Buffalo. Then it's, the defense let him down. The kicker let him down. McDermott did this. Diggs didn't catch that. He lost. He didn't outplay Mahomes that game, whether you want to believe it or not. So I'm telling y'all this week, Buffalo, it's time to cash the checks that y'all been trying to write all year. And if y'all lose, oh my God, I cannot wait to see Twitter. Same goes for Baltimore, though. Same goes for Baltimore, because both these sides been going neck and neck for literally the last 2 months, just trashing the other side. But I'm glad we get to settle it out. We get to see it duked out Sunday, primetime spot, divisional round in Buffalo, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Because Lamar better show up.
Oh, Lamar better show up too. Lamar don't get it twisted,
Lamar
Baltimore.
better show up.
I'm just saying, Buffalo, y'all quarterback get held to the same standard. If he don't show up, he deserved to get criticized as well.
Facts.
Yeah. Thank you, J10,000. J10,000 locked in. I appreciate you, my guy. 25 for 42, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick in that game.
Ooh.
Did not show up. Does not get talked about. But it's his team always letting him down. It's just funny how that stuff always goes. But yeah, Lamar, Josh, yeah, I almost wish, especially like this year, just given the context of how everything's went, I almost wish the MVP wasn't voted on already. This game should truly decide the MVP, low-key, just with the context of solely this year. Not talking about this is something you should always do, but solely this year, that should be how it is. Yeah. And see, the 8 carries for 26 yards, 1 touchdown. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not good, because that's Buffalo fans' favorite stat for Josh Allen. The all-purpose yards, the all-purpose touchdowns. He ain't do nothing that game. He got locked up. They went into Buffalo and whooped their ass. That's truly what it was. So, yeah. But I'm excited to get that one. And then second game on the Sunday slate, man, we're going to talk about this in our next segment a little bit, so we won't touch on too much. But we were both wrong. Hopefully our guy Swan is on soon, so he can get on our ass. We picked against his Philly boys. Packers and Jordan Love did not show up.
At all.
Oh, Jordan Love, man. I don't know. We was hype on him, but I don't know, man. Philly, they just got an all-around great team. They didn't even play that great offensively. Jalen Hurts, we'll talk about that as well. But a win is a win. They get to move on. They now draw the Los Angeles Rams, who look hot. But remember, these teams did play in Week 8. I know that has no bearing on what can happen now. But that's the game Saquon went for like what 240 or something, 2 touchdowns in LA. This time it's in Philly in the elements. I don't know, man. How you feel about Philly in that game? What was your takeaways? Because I know, like obviously Jalen Hurts didn't look well, but they got the win, and it was in dominating fashion. That defense, credit to Howie, he always makes moves. They have the great all around team. They put together a great all around team. You got to give them their props, and they beat them in all 3 facets of the game this past Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know about Jordan Love, man. I was like real high on him this year. I mean, we all was, but yeah, I don't know, man, because you can't play like that, like not in no playoff game. If it's a regular season game, okay, it's a bad game, it happens. Playoff game, nah, we need you, bro. Nah, we need you. Yeah. Well, he threw 3 interceptions. That's just unacceptable. Yeah, I just thought Green Bay was going to put up a little bit more better fight than than what they did. I also did like at some point in that, like during that game, I thought they was going to finally come back or whatever,
I
but
thought
it
so too. I
just
was waiting for it, and it never happened.
it just never happened, man. It just never happened. Yeah, I don't know what's the deal about Green Bay quarterbacks in the playoffs. They just something about them, man. They be they be choking, boy.
They be
But
choking.
yeah, nah, man. Yeah, but the Eagles, I mean, they played well. Like I said, the defense was outstanding. That secondary
Elite.
yeah, it's everything, man. So yeah, that defense good. Jalen Hurts, like he's still Jalen Hurts, like how I feel about Jalen, like.
I swear, where you at?
Yeah,
I need to hear this argument, man.
yeah, like you can't trust him.
You can't.
You can't trust
Oh, bet.
him, bro.
Swan just said he just got home and he parking now, so Swan should be on shortly. We gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that, but yeah,
Say less.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I can't knock him because he's winning, but like,
Can't knock him.
this is where it's like it's not QB wins end all be all. It's like, okay, it's QB wins and it's also you just watch the game. What are your eyes telling you? They won in spite of Jalen Hurts. They didn't win because of Jalen Hurts this weekend. And that's been a lot of their wins this season, especially towards the end. And then, leading up to where he got hurt. Well, obviously we knew all the drama came out with him and AJ. AJ this week, I guess it's something he always do. They did come with receipts. Jahan Dotson, I think, proved that he does do it, multiple games, not just the games he don't get the ball, but reading a book on the bench to calm himself down because he got one
crazy.
target in the whole game. I've never seen that before. Wide receivers truly find new ways to be divas every single week. But
that shit was crazy.
At the end of the day, that team is ran through Saquon on the offensive end of the ball. He showed up once again. I'm so tired of him not just saying F it, put points on the board, go score, or get some more yards. I think he hold a lot of people that had him like 124.5 this week. And when he took that knee, he ended with 123 yards, bro.
He did not have to.
You can't make this. How you can't make that up, bro? Because he could have ran for 60 more and a touchdown if he felt like it. And he falls 1 yard short. That just so happened to be where he took the knee. No, man. I don't believe it. Somebody put the call in the headset as he wrote, get down now. he's low down, man. I'm confusing the Jalen Hurts hate. It's not hate. Just saying, like, what did he do that truly felt impressive in that game? The first touchdown pass, he had 8 seconds to throw the ball. If you give any quarterback, if you give Sam Darnold 8 seconds, he'll find somebody, goddamn. And you see how bad he is. And then the Goddard touchdown, that's Goddard. I mean, but it just Jalen Hurts. I got a nice little stat. This is why it's not Jalen Hurts hate. It's just simply what it is. In the whole NFL this year, when a quarterback has under 150 passing yards, the whole NFL besides the Eagles is 27-49. That's a 35% winning percentage when a quarterback throws under 150 yards. When Jalen Hurts throws under 150 yards this year, the Eagles are 5-1. It's just simply not the same. You know how when they say like, oh, like Lamar, like we need Lamar to like play good to win. Like if he play bad, you already know Baltimore already know they probably losing that game. Like it's a stat this year where if Lamar's QB rating ain't at a certain clip, Ravens literally lose every game. It does not matter how Jalen Hurts plays; the team just wins.
Yeah,
and I get it. He has been better about protecting the ball this year. I will give him props there, but it don't look good. And you got arguably probably the second or third best wide receiver duo in the league, and you throwing for under 150 yards. You telling me you can't get AJ Brown the ball? You can't get Devontae Smith the ball? That's pitiful a bit, especially for the money he's getting. He's one of the top paid QBs in the league. And again, he ain't even. This is in the playoffs too. He hasn't even thrown for over 150 yards in any playoff game besides the Super Bowl. Like his playoff wins have been the New York Giants. They boat raced them. San Francisco when Brock Purdy got hurt and they didn't have a quarterback in that NFC Championship the year they made the Super Bowl. Super Bowl he played outstanding, but he did have the fumble 6 that ultimately you could say ended up losing them the game. And then now this year, this was his first win since then. Every other time he's been in the playoffs, he's gotten smacked and he hasn't played well. He hasn't played well in the playoff wins either. The only true great playoff game he's had is the Super Bowl. And that's not a knock on him. It's just saying like, yo, what separates, the good QBs from the great QBs, the great QBs from the Hall of Fame is how you perform when the stakes are the highest. That is playoff football. Jalen Hurts has not played that great when it comes to playoff football. But the Eagles still win because the Eagles are a great franchise that have great pieces on their team. Howie always rebuilds and replenishes that team year in, year out. I don't know where he's pulling money from, but every year the Eagles are in every offseason headline. They're connected to every single top free agent, and they usually end up getting about 60% of them. Here's the thing. I don't think he's capable of throwing it 35, 40 times and winning the game. That's my thing. That's why they don't do it either.
Sometimes it's like
it's going to take.
It's going to take
that someday.
Yeah,
and when it takes that, it don't.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
That's all I'm saying. I'm hoping this week the Rams put a little pressure on him. If he respond, hey, I'll give him his props. We'll come on here next Tuesday. We'll give him his props. But if the Rams can put some points up on that stellar defense that Philly got, oh, look who just came in. And we'll see. But last wild card game, Sunday night game, Tampa Bay, Washington. Tampa Bay absolutely choked. I had no bets in this one, but I did pick Tampa Bay for, the game pick. I just didn't feel confident enough going with the rookie quarterback. But hey, shout out to Jaden Daniels. Dad, you watching this? I'm sorry, I ain't believing y'all.
Ooh, I know you was crazy.
Look, this is what he said. Y'all. He said, y'all better watch out, Detroit, because they ain't got shit to lose. They playing with house money now. He said if they win this divisional game and upset Detroit, they go into the Super Bowl. That's what he said. So, but hey, Washington fans everywhere celebrate because y'all ain't seen a playoff win in God knows how long. That's a big milestone, especially for where that franchise was at a year ago when they still had the Dan Snyder drama and stuff compared to where they are at now. And that's where I'm saying sometimes, even though you're used to something and something like you're comfortable in a situation, sometimes you just got to change it up, man, and just flip the script and do a rebuild. Pittsburgh, do the rebuild. You never know what's waiting on the other side, but what's on this side, you're not winning no time soon, man. So, hey, it is what it is. But, yeah, Commanders get the win. Jaden Daniels with another game-winning drive. He's been playing stellar. I mean, in all the clutch moments, he's got to have it. He's had it this year for the most part. I'm excited to, watch him go into Detroit, face that Lions defense. See how he responds, to that crowd in Motor City. But I know you was big on him. We got him. Hey, we told y'all at the beginning of the year, rookie of the year. Not no Caleb Williams, not no Bo Nix. We literally told y'all Jaden Daniels, book it. We had Washington winning the division. They didn't do that, but they came close. Would have been easy cash. He's been balling out, man. So how you feel about Jaden Daniels and his performance?
Hey, man, I tell you what. You do not want him to have the ball like at the end of the game because he makes winning plays. Like he does, the little things, it's like win games. Like it like 3rd and like 8, nobody's open. He's rushing for that first down. He's getting that first down. He's getting that first down. 4th and 2s, like
he's getting it. He's the 32 to keep that drive alive and ice the game. The defender, if you took a freeze frame of when the play started and he took off on the bootleg and the interior defensive lineman rushes up the gap and has him from the picture, play is over. Washington screwed. Stiff arms him. Dude, all he can grab is his towel like it's flag football. First down. If he's able to stay safe, which, I mean, I know he got a little banged up this year, but if he's able to learn how to avoid hits like Lamar and have a long career, Washington really got them one. Yeah. And, I mean, we will have more of this conversation on the flip side of the break, but I'm just saying he's probably the best quarterback in the NFC East.
Oh, bro, I was going to ask you, is he the best quarterback in the NFC, period?
That's a good question. we gonna be right back. We got our guy Swan. This will be good. Y'all not gonna want to miss this because we about to get to arguing. I know it, but we will see y'all on the flip side of this commercial break, and we gonna talk about some of the NFC quarterback play. See you on the flip side. Peace.
You're watching the I Need It Sports Podcast Show, your go-to spot for everything NFL. Going live on Sunday evenings and recording episodes every Tuesday night so you can catch the latest game breakdowns and hot takes leading into the upcoming NFL week. Missed the action? No worries. Check out segment clips on Wednesday through our YouTube and TikTok and catch the full episodes dropping every Thursday morning on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts at INISPod. Follow us and stay in the game all week long. I need it.
Hi, Swan.
What's good?
Welcome back, my guy. Yeah, so first off, me and Kim have to apologize. We did pick against you this week. We thought Jordan Love was going to go into Philly and do what he did to Dallas last year. We were severely wrong. We might be really wrong about Jordan Love. We were a little early on him. He, if you really look at the stats, they were running some Twitter jokes this week. It's like, if you just don't pull up whatever, super analytical advanced stat, there's really no argument that says Jordan Love is a good QB. He just had that really one hot stretch of a run last year. Yeah, we were dead wrong. I had him in the NFC Championship game. I had him going into Philly and putting belt to ass. That defense, props. Saquon, props. Yep. O-line, props. But your guy Jalen, man, winning hurts. What's going on? Tell us. Give us the Philly insight. How do you feel about Jalen Hurts' play, and what do you think?
I think they're trying to focus more on the run game, but at the same time, it's like they're trying to force the passing. I think him and Kellen Moore not clicking in certain areas. Am I worried? Not too sure. Not really worried because, we have Saquon in day, but Saquon could do so much. But it can become a problem if they can't fix it. The Rams defense is really good too. So I'll say this next round they got to definitely get the passing game going more because you seen what the Rams did locking up the run game against Aaron Jones. And I'm not saying Aaron Jones, Saquon, but they do really good against defense. So I'd say I don't know what's up with Hurts. Really, I guess they really trying to focus more on the run game, but I say they just have to pretty much get that together. I'm not too worried. Now, if it continues going to the Rams, then yes, I'm like, okay. I feel like they can fix it. It just, I don't know, I feel like everybody in the head too much. Then on top of that, this is first game back from concussion. You know, he ain't playing like 3 weeks, so I was like, gotta give him benefit of the doubt. Not saying like excuse him for playing poorly, no, but man ain't playing football in 3 weeks, so of course he's gonna be like a little rusty out there.
That's fair. That's fair.
That is
So do you think?
about that.
Because I gave out a stat before you had hopped on, but
Mm-hmm.
basically, when a quarterback throws for under 150 yards in a game for the rest of the NFL, they got like a 35% chance of winning games this year. Yeah, 27-49 when that happens for the rest of the NFL. This year, when Jalen Hurts is thrown for under 150 yards, y'all are 5-1. Now, obviously, I know throwing isn't all of Jalen's game because he obviously brings something to the run game as well. And,
Mm-hmm.
y'all got Saquon, so y'all run heavy. But does that concern you when it's like, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, who one could probably argue that at the very least, they're top 3 wide receiver duo in the league.
Yeah, I
Why is
think
he not able to produce with, certified weapons? And I mean,
I,
y'all got a great O-line too, so it's not like he pressured. He has time to throw the ball too. Is he not reading the defense well? What you think?
I think it's more so with the play calling with Kellen Moore, and it's crazy because Kellen Moore comes from a pass heavy, scheme, and seeing that with Justin Herbert and everything like that. Um, so ironically, seeing him to change from a pass heavy scheme, West Coast scheme, going to straight run heavy, one dimensional. I think it's more so the play calling with Kellen Moore. Um, I don't know personally because I mean not be able to like get a ball to AJ and Smitty. It concerns me too because you have two literally of the top 10 receivers on your team. You can't give them the ball. Even with Dallas Goddard, like one of your top 6, top 7 tight ends. When like and then probably top 5 when healthy. Not be able to give them the ball. So I think it's more so play call on Kellen Moore because before Kellen Moore came, I mean, every offensive coordinator we had from Shane into Brian last year, they were still passing the ball a lot, regardless of that winning or losing. So I think it's more so Kellen Moore's scheme, and I feel like Kellen Moore doesn't truly know his identity in a sense. Like, yeah, we won a lot of games. I mean, Kellen Moore helped Saquon become better. I mean, obviously, with the O line too, but also was career year for that. But it also hurt, the offense as far as receiving yards and everything like that. It's probably like Jalen Hurts' lowest, I think, passing yards and everything like that. I think since the rookie year, or even lower since his rookie year. So I think it's like a hit or miss with that. I think everybody. I think it's also come to the fact when you have like such a dynamic offense that everybody wants the ball. You can't give everybody the ball. I think that's what it is when you have AJ, you have Devontae, you have Dallas, Saquon. Everybody wants the ball, and not everybody be able to get the ball. So I think that's what it turns to. And I think they just have to learn to share the ball. I think that's what they haven't learned yet because you have other teams that have, a lot of offensive weapons, like top 5 offensive weapons in each position. But you don't have a team like Philly that has one, and like from tight end to receiver to running back. Like you may have some teams that may have like okay, they may have 2 receivers, a decent running back, and a okay tight end. You don't have too many teams that have literally one in every position. So I think everybody just have to. I think everybody's still figuring out their role in the offense. I think that's what the problem is. But I mean, it's still winning football. But I mean, everybody look at stats. But hey,
I'm not even saying he got to go out there and throw like 300 3 times because
yeah,
I know that's not even in the play calling. Like the game script for y'all in y'all's office, you need to feed Saquon the ball. He wears on
yeah,
defense, obviously, and Jalen's gonna get his runs in as well. I'm just more so it's like with the talent y'all got, like you just explained, like
yeah,
you should at least be able to throw for 2. Because I mean, you have Saquon and you're running third as well. The box is light. It's not like they're stacking the box on the run. Or I mean, they gotta stack up the box a little bit on the run. Like so the passing lane is open. Like some of the film this year has shown like throws are there. Jalen not seeing it or not feeling it, not going through his progressions, whatever it is. So say there's a scenario this weekend where LA comes in there and Jalen don't have a good game and y'all go home with the L. What is your off season you think looking like? Are you entertaining anything about getting a new quarterback possibly? Because I mean, I would assume this is y'all are still in a Super Bowl window
Yeah.
Now y'all paid Jalen Hurts a couple years ago, yeah, but it the money he's got to be a game changer. Like that's why these quarterbacks getting the deals they do. And in saying that, I'm fully aware as well, y'all. It's a lot of quarterbacks making a lot of money right now that aren't game changers, and we're gonna talk about them too. But Jalen Hurts right now, obviously, this is the time where he got to step up. It's the playoffs. You got to go get it done. Now, your team got the win, so you get to live, to fight another week, get the chance to change the narrative. But if he don't change the narrative next week and it ends in a loss this time, media gonna go crazy. It's just gonna confirm all their thoughts about him being a bad quarterback. So how you gonna feel as a Philly fan, and what you think would be the solution move forward?
I wouldn't. So with the quarterback stuff, I wouldn't just drastically do because that's still money down the drain. Dead cap and all that stuff. They got to find a trade partner, and like a lot of teams have QBs. Um, Even if they don't have QBs, they have teams that believe in like the Sam Darnolds of the world for whatever reason. And we saw the real Sam Darnold literally yesterday, which we all called it. But that wouldn't rush it to doing that. At the end of it, especially since he's still young. I think Jalen Hurts on like 26, around my age. Um, I would definitely say look into the play calling. I think that's what it is because like and to add on to that, Jalen, you gotta realize Jalen also went through so many coordinators in his young
I was
career.
just about to say, I was like, do you even
Yeah,
want to, like, unless Kellen Moore gets another
like
job or
yeah. I
head
mean,
coaching opportunity, obviously, but like, do you even want to change it again on him? Because that will be like what, his fifth coordinator at that
that's what
point?
I'm saying. Jalen went through so many coordinators since his rookie year, since 2020. Like, you gotta like he can't catch a break. So I think another reason why like the play style is because like if you look at other teams compared to Jalen, they haven't went through so many coordinators like that. I mean, it could be a few, but the ones that probably went through a lot of coordinators still not winning football games, so we won't even like pay attention to it like a Bryce Young or somebody like that. But Jalen Hurts went through like 4 or 5 coordinators already. So every single year he had to change his play style, with Shane being his best coordinator because they went to the Super Bowl that year. But every single year he had to change his play style, so it's going to affect his play style a lot because every coordinator have a different style. Shane was a more of a West Coast, and all of a sudden, now you we bringing in Kellen, and he's more of like run heavy or RPO a lot. So you don't have like an identity. So it's hard for him to adapt. Receivers all they gotta do is run their routes. They gotta run the same routes. They ain't have to adapt to really much. Quarterbacks have to adapt to a lot of offensive coordinators coming in, just like defensive players got to adapt to a lot of coordinators because you seen last year with the coordinator we had versus now we got Fangio, defense stepped up. I mean, yeah, we added C.J. Gardner-Johnson and drafting Quinn Mitchell and bringing in Cooper DeJean, but that's still the same defense. Outside them three, it's still the same defense. And so you see what a coordinator a coordinator could do to the impact a team. So I don't think the quarterback problem is the problem. I think it is the amount of coordinators that Jalen done went through. It's hard for him to adapt to find his true identity because he done went through so many, and he still got the same head coach since he been there. But they done went through so many coordinators. It's like his play style changes every year. It's hard for him to adapt like that. That's why when you see like the Josh Allen's or the Pat Mahomes like that, they probably switch coordinators maybe once, their career versus Jalen switching them so many times. That's why it's hard for him to stay consistent. So I wouldn't say that. I think it's more so the play calling, in my opinion.
Okay. Now let's open this up for a little bit of debate because I know you heard us when you first got on and you was
Mhm.
backstage. Cam, go ahead and say it again. Jaden Daniels, what is he?
Oh, is Jaden Daniels the best quarterback in the NFC?
I say, I mean, I'm not gonna be. I mean, because Jalen had do much. He also missed a significant amount of games, especially like the last three to end the season. So he ain't really had to do much. He had Tanner McKee and Kenny Pickett come over. They ain't really had to do much. I mean, the offense is that powerful to where Saquon was the offense this year. Uh, but this year, yeah, Jaden was the difference maker. I mean, looking at that roster, I mean, if we take away Jaden on that roster, I mean, that roster full of old people. I mean, if we're being honest.
Oh,
So
it'd be the same results they had last year with
yeah,
Sam Howell and
exactly. So I say Jaden Daniels definitely played like the best NFC East QB. I can admit that. Um, Like I said, Jalen Hurts didn't really have to do much. He was also banged up. You know, he started the season off rocky. He started off 2-2, and then we had that bye week, and then won like 8-9 straight. So, and Jalen really had. I think the only time Jalen really went off was when, excuse me, I think he had a 3-4 touchdown game. Other than that, I mean, he didn't really have to do much. He had the offense powerful. So Jaden had to. It been games where he had to carry, like that or that Hail Mary or them going to OT. Like it been a couple games where he had to like take over. Jalen Hurts didn't have to do that. But last year, now we had this argument last year. I could probably say Jalen Hurts because it been a lot of close games last year that Philly was in, especially the overtime versus Buffalo that Jalen Hurts had to take over. So I mean, if we had the argument from last year or even the year before that, then I could say Jalen. But this year, no, I could say Jaden Daniels for sure had a better year. I mean, he's only a rookie, so him doing all that. But I mean, he's a difference maker on the team. So I mean, I'm gonna give credit when credit's due. But yeah, if this is like a last year debate, I could definitely say Jalen Hurts for sure though.
Because I mean, I think I get it. The last time we seen a full season from Dak, which was 2 years ago now, he had an MVP caliber season.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels is better than Dak Prescott, especially at this age. Dak isn't mobile anymore, and you've seen him this year. After he got paid, he was complete garbage.
Mm-hmm.
New York, we don't even know who the quarterback in New York is or will be down there. Jordan Love, obviously, we gotta take caution with giving him so much hype and praise because he clearly not who we thought he was yet. Will he be that? Maybe one day, but we don't know for sure yet.
Yeah.
The only quarterbacks I feel like probably still deserve the nod over Jaden right now, probably Goff and Stafford. But I could see the argument for Jaden because Jaden brings another element to the game, his legs. Obviously, Goff and Stafford are pocket QBs. Now, Stafford, obviously one of the most talented arms in NFL history. Goff, one of the most elite game managers in the game today. But I can definitely make the argument for Jaden Daniels. I can see the argument. I won't say it just yet that he's the best because, like I said, obviously we've seen CJ hit the scene splash last year. This year has been a little bit more rough. I want to see Jaden Daniels in year 2, and he potentially might get his OC poach, which I still, to this day, I don't care how successful they are. I still don't think Cliff Kingsbury is good, but there's a potential he gets a head coaching job somewhere. He might get poached, so we'll see how that maybe affects Jaden Daniels. But I'll give him top 3 for sure, and he's definitely the best quarterback in the NFC East moving forward. Like if you an NFC franchise and you starting, a new roster today, and you got to pick a quarterback, you probably going Jaden Daniels as of right now. If you build him for the future, he's that. So definitely got to give him his props. Washington was an absolute dumpster fire for the last 12, 13 years probably.
Yeah,
I think
they
since
haven't
they
won.
last had a little
Yeah, they
success
haven't
with
done this since 2006. Actually, yeah. Hey, rest in peace to Sean Taylor. That's the last time they did something
Yeah.
playoffs.
Well,
I was gonna say,
RG3.
that's what I say. RG3,
I
and
was
then
talking about winning the game though.
yeah, and I was gonna say, I think wasn't it Kirk Cousins the you like that game? Wasn't that one of them, or was that just a regular season?
That was a regular season. I think that game was to get him to the playoffs.
Oh, well, see that's how long it's been. That the fact that we got to sit here and like really think back to when Kirk Cousins was in Washington. So yeah, Washington ain't had much to cheer about, in years. But Jane Daniels obviously brought the vibes back, the belief back in that city. I think they might be due for a new stadium in the next couple years as well. So that'll definitely be big. But yeah, they got to turn around now. Go get them some more weapons. Go get them a true wide receiver too. What they have is nice, but they got hella cap space.
Yeah.
Rookie deal, Jane Daniels. Go get him some help. See what it can be. For real, for real.
It'd be nice to see who they can bring over there. There's a lot of good free agent receivers and some in the draft too. They can draft as well. I wonder who they're gonna get.
Yeah, but fun enough, this episode really just all about quarterbacks, and I got something interesting for us to partake in. All of us, usually we got the LJ's ladder on the weekly, but this week, given just all the conversation about quarterbacks around the league, Jordan Love coming up short, Justin Herbert, Sam Darnold maybe just played himself out of a $50 million contract and starting role. So we are going to make our own QB tiers. We got 9 tiers, y'all. 28 QBs, starting QBs as of right now. I will say there is, 4 teams that are not present, because it's just truly like who is their guys for real. So we left out Las Vegas, we left out New York, we left out Cleveland, we left out Tennessee because I think they're moving on from Will Levis after this year. But we're gonna start from the bottom to the top. Can we just be frank? This one he's tier 1 by himself until someone proves otherwise. Realistically, like, can we just all agree to that?
You can put.
I think if Lamar, Josh Allen do something this year, they deserve it. They get to be on that tier with them. But until then, like, the only one who truly has an argument right now is Lamar, given his accolades.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could put Lamar there at least.
He got to beat him though. Lamar. If Lamar, I'll say this: if Lamar wins this game versus Buffalo, he can beat tier 1 with Patrick. Because there's no shame if they lose to the Chiefs after that, if that's the matchup.
But I mean, like, realistically, Lamar, Josh, and Burrow, they all of them are like tier 1 quarterbacks.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So what goes into this for you? Because for me, it's one, your accolades, not just like, obviously I know Super Bowls are a team stat, but we can't sit up here and act like NFL history isn't shaped by Super Bowls, because that's why Tom Brady is great.
I don't know about that Burrow one.
But accolades, the eye test, how you perform in the playoffs, because one of the reasons I believe that, yes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, like they had great regular seasons this year, and they, Allen's had multiple great regular seasons. Lamar, multiple great regular seasons, obviously by, the MVPs. Burrow, this is really his first elite regular season.
Yeah, that's something. So yeah, and then on top of that, if you going off accolades, he had the same amount of accolades as Jalen Hurts. Both went to Super Bowl, both made All-Pro finally, both made Pro Bowl finally.
And he's throwing to Jamar Chase, who's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer one day.
Yeah, and
I'm looking at strictly just eye test, bro. I'm not like.
I'm just saying, Hurts got more accolades than Burrow.
This is why I think Patrick Mahomes still deserves his own tier until proven otherwise. He is literally the best playoff quarterback we've ever seen. Like, you can say whatever you want about his regular seasons year in, year out. He's got 2 MVPs and 2 of the greatest quarterback seasons under his belt. Obviously, the last 2 regular seasons haven't been up to his standards. When it comes to the playoffs, he's literally first in every metric.
Yeah, bro. I'm not even saying they're like it's close. I'm just saying, like, you could put like Mahomes 1 and then like 2, 3, 4 following, like, but though, like, those guys are still like tier 1 guys. Like, we're not about to sit here and say Lamar Jackson's a tier 2 quarterback. We're not about to sit here and say Josh Allen's a tier 2 or Joe Burrow.
Okay, so if Mahomes goes on a magical run, 3-peats, does he get his own tier?
No, he's tier 1. He's the best quarterback in the league. He don't gotta have his own tier. That's like,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't think of tier 2 as a slight. It's just like Mahomes has separated himself, and Allen, Lamar, and Burrow are still all in the pack, and they're kind of still deciding who can claim the throne for number 2. As of right now, I would say Lamar. True. Josh Allen is right there, but he don't have the accolades.
How I look at it, they're all of them are tier 1 quarterbacks. Like,
I'm saying, like,
all of them are tier 1 quarterbacks.
I agree with you. Like, yes, they're tier 1. Like, any franchise that gets them, automatically the franchise is turned around. I'm just saying in terms of,
that's what a tier 1 quarterback should be like.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as of right now, given their careers and how they played out, they don't deserve to be on Mahomes' tier yet, because none of them have proven it just yet. Burrow has I guess, maybe the best argument because he beat Mahomes, made a Super Bowl, but then obviously he hasn't made the playoffs multiple times. Whereas that's not the same for any of the other 3 quarterbacks when they're healthy. So that's all I'm saying. Like, that's where I'm saying it's literally been a battle for. That's why so much of this talk be annoying, because they literally just be battling for number 2. So because like Lamar and Josh Allen about to duke it out. Say they both play lights out. Whoever wins, say Kansas City wins this weekend versus Houston, and then whoever wins out of Lamar and Josh, they go to Arrowhead and they get beat. And Mahomes is just like, it's very apparent again. Like, and Mahomes is just truly different. How can we put them in the tier with them? I'm just saying that's what we've been saying, Austin. They got.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, you could just put Mahomes one, and you
We
can
gonna
put
put
like the
Mahomes
other
off
guy.
the graphic. We gonna put.
Like they're all, bro. All of them are tier 1 quarterbacks in their own like
Oh yeah, I agree.
right. So it's like, you know,
Oh no, man, I'm tripping. I know she. My girl texts me talking about I'm tripping on the tier. I know she not about to make an argument for Jared Goff. I know she's not about to make an argument for Jared Goff.
No. We got to end that.
Okay. So top 4 clearly undisputed. We know that.
yeah.
So who's in tier 2 as of right now?
Tier 2 gotta be Jared Goff.
You think so?
Yeah. Who else would you
Like
say?
I get Jared Goff is a good quarterback, but you think like talent wise, you think Jared Goff better than CJ?
I think eye test wise, no, he's not. But
I think my argument with Jared Goff, the reason why you put him in tier 2 is, of course, everybody gonna say the whole game manager system QB stuff, but people forgot that he took the Rams to Super Bowl as well.
He's really good at what he.
That's McVay, and then Stafford came in and won them a Super Bowl. That's the only
true
one.
too.
He's really good at what he does. I feel like
he's good at what he does. I'm just saying, like
he's
think of it this way: if you take Jared Goff and swap him with CJ Stroud on the Texans this year, do y'all even win 6 games with that O line and the receivers going down?
That's fair.
I think
it'd be very tough.
I think the defense when there's like at least 9. 8.
But yeah, but I'm talking about just offense though. Generally,
you think offense wise,
offense like
I
get it.
Yeah,
CJ got a little slow,
but that's a good argument because before CJ came, Nico wasn't doing anything until CJ came. So that's a good point.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not
necessarily mad at putting Goff on tier 2. I'm just saying I think he's good at what he does, yes, but there's quarterbacks with like some intangibles. I just take them over.
I'll put CJ there.
I think JD got to go there.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels got to go there.
He gets that, so he gets that already.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think if we're going off this year, yeah, he does.
I dig it. He's a rookie. That's all. Like I think he's a tier 2. I agree with you. I just don't think we can put him there yet. I think he get tier 3 though for right now for having an amazing rookie year, turn around Washington franchise. But you got to give him time to see how he bounce back next year. Like we see CJ get knocked down this year, he got back up, got y'all a playoff dub in the divisional for the 2nd year in a row. Like we seen him respond to when the NFL responds to his talent. We haven't seen that with Jaden yet. That's just a time thing. I'm not saying he not tier 2 like straight up, but I just think given he's a rookie, we can't put him there yet. Because then it's like we already filling up the top of the tiers and.
Who else we got put in tier 2 then? CJ and who else?
Probably Staff.
I think tier 2 is fine as it is right now. I wouldn't put Staff up here. I think Staff is still very good, obviously, but I think given his age and the season he's had, obviously they're hot right now. But like we said, that's been a lot of the defense. The defense have been balling the last month or so. Stafford and company have not been playing that well on offense. I don't know what's going on with him and Cooper Kupp, but Cooper Kupp gets no targets no more.
Yeah.
Luka didn't necessarily do anything, yesterday either.
Well, most of them, they was out also half the season, so they don't have that chemistry right now. They were out half the season.
That's true too, but I'll go Stafford and Daniels in tier 3.
That's fair.
Y'all think there's another tier 3 quarterback in here that I'm missing? Would you put Jalen in here, Tim?
Yeah.
Tier 3.
Yeah. Tier 3 is fair.
At the end of the day, he wins and he does produce, not always, but he produces enough.
And then he also wins what matters the most, regardless of stats.
Yeah.
So I'll put that in tier 3 as well. Tier 4.
I'm probably going like Love, Herbert, and Dak here, honestly. Tier 4. I think they fit like they fit. Because like if you think of anybody else, like who else you gonna put there?
I'm not
maybe Purdy. I don't know.
I'll say I'll probably put Purdy and I'll probably swap out. If we're going off this year,
just quarterback, not just solely this year. Just quarterbacks like eye test, their accolades, their talent, everything. Like these, like if you got to start a franchise, these are the top QBs.
If y'all gonna have accolades, then I mean, I know it's funny, but I said Burrow and Hurts got the same amount of accolades, bro.
They do. It's just I definitely understand. We just haven't seen Hurts have the season Burrow just had.
That's true too. I mean, they different style. They different style QBs.
They got the same accolades. That's where the eye test for Burrow gives him the edge over Hurts for me, because it's just like you can see him, willing and dealing in these games. Whereas Hurts not the same necessarily.
I think tier 4. You can put Dak right there. But then again, if you're gonna have accolades and everything, then where you gonna place A-Rod at, regardless of the season he had?
I'm not putting A-Rod there because I think he's just old. Like people like this, where it's like the counting stats. Like this, where you have to watch games. The eye test really matters with Aaron Rodgers, because I saw someone try to make the comparison because him and Patrick had some similar stats this year. But Aaron Rodgers had the ball 5 times this year to go win the game, and he lost the game all 5 times. And then he went to the podium and blamed everybody but himself. He's not a leader. He's old.
Oh, yeah. He blamed Mike Williams.
He damn near about to push Garrett Wilson out of New York. He brought over his buddy Devontae Adams to only end up winning 1 or 2 games after that trade. Yeah, I just can't put him there. I honestly, this is where I say I think this is where someone like Justin Herbert and I'd say Baker Mayfield belong. I think, because Justin Herbert, he's got the talent, he's got the he's got the physical tools. It just hasn't shown up. But he's made the playoffs twice now. We know the Chargers franchise has kind of been a dumpster fire. Baker Mayfield had another, this is his best career year, even though it just ended this weekend. But he threw for 40-plus touchdowns. He's obviously carried Tampa Bay to the playoffs last year, got them a win, almost beat Detroit. I think they deserve the nod for tier 4 as of right now.
Baker had a great year.
Yeah, great year.
I put him just off this 1 year back. I don't know if I put him over like Dak, bro. I feel like they're the same, if anything.
It's just Dak. This is my knock on Dak and why I don't want to put him up there with him. Dak became the highest paid player in NFL history this year, and he was ass. And every year, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, get to the playoffs, ass. He has the opportunity to move up, and I know he's not a bad quarterback. This is what I'm saying. Like this is where the NFL truly becomes fun for me, because it's such a cutthroat league. Like, yeah, these guys are all good, but you got to get separated. This is where Tom and Peyton separated themselves. Drew Brees separated himself. Ben Roethlisberger. There was a lot of good QBs, but they're not Hall of Fame QBs. They're not great QBs. They was just good. They just so happened to have a lot of guys in their era that were great. Dak is a good QB. He's not great. Never has been. Like, he's put up some nice statistical seasons, but he's never been great, especially when you got to have it in the playoffs and just playing winning teams in general. That's been one of the knocks. He's like a more elevated Tua in my eyes. Like, Tua got the same problems. It's just even worse for Tua, and he got his health problems. Dak, Cowboys been loaded with talent for years, and he hasn't produced at all.
Well, that means he hasn't produced in the playoffs. He's been a really great regular season quarterback, and I feel like that's
2 years
how
ago he did have the great regular season. That's Baker would be there equal there.
He's been consistent, but he's been consistent like throughout his whole. I mean, he had I think he had 1 bad year, maybe 2 bad years, you can say.
Oh,
but I feel like he got paid because he's been consistently good. Then he had that that great year or whatever. But I feel like the same thing with Tua too. Like, the reason why he got paid also was because leading up, like, he was, he had consecutive really good years, whatever, and that's why he got paid. But yeah, with Dak, it's the playoffs for sure. But I mean, if you go on 12-5, a lot of quarterbacks will love that though.
I didn't mean to do that, but okay. Well, I mean, Yeah, we're going 2-5. His coach not coming back this year.
Yeah.
So we gonna see. Because that was McCarthy's always been a good regular season coach and never performed in the playoffs either. But we're gonna see. But that's tier 4. That's what 4, 6, 9. That's top 12 QBs in the league. Y'all feel like tier 5. This is where I think
It's gotta be Love.
you put Jordan Love. I put Brock Purdy in tier 5.
Yeah, we heard it too.
Who else?
I don't think anybody else deserves tier 5 right now.
Wait, who you finna say, Cam?
I was gonna either say
No, I think you're gonna say
Kyler.
who?
I was
Kyler.
gonna say, but I've at least we've seen both.
Oh, I hate Kyler.
Win. Tyler, I want to root for him so bad, but he just don't get it done at all. He's been to the playoffs one time, didn't win, got waxed by Los Angeles that year.
Yeah.
And then
Not
had
putting
the division in his hands this year and choked it away, playing bad football.
I'm not putting him tier 5.
Yeah. Okay. I see that.
He had one good year. That's the rookie year.
Next, I'll put these guys in tier 6 if it was me. Y'all can change this if y'all want, but I put right here.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
call me crazy. I put
Geno?
Yeah, he can put up the. I feel like Geno and Kyler are one and the same. Like they got really good games throughout the year where it's like, oh, they might turn it around for real, but then when it comes down to it, they still lose. And Bo Nix, he had a solid rookie year, but I still want to see more from him. Obviously, he's rookie, but he didn't look good in that playoff game. Like I said, Denver didn't really beat any winning teams for real. So, but he had a good enough year. I put him tier 6.
No, that's fair. I agree with that one. As long as you ain't put I actually agree with that one wholeheartedly. I actually do. I'm gonna complain on that one.
I think start off tier 7. You gotta go like Tua. I think he's better than everybody else. Everybody on this that's loved.
Okay. Are you factoring in his injuries there? Because I mean,
Nah, I'm not factoring this in.
okay. Well, I think, given the season he's had, I know it didn't end the best. I think Sam Darnold could go here too.
I was gonna say, you got put Darnold there. My opinion, I probably could put one person right there. I know if he was a rookie, but I probably could put May right there.
I was best, but that's where I was gonna be. That's honestly gonna be my first pick for this tier. And honestly, I think if we would have seen Drake May play all year, I think he would have an opportunity to be in tier 5 or higher. I think he really could. He just didn't. We don't have enough tape on him because they sat him.
And now that he got Mike Vrabel, he for sure gonna take that leap now.
Yeah, so I actually like that. I would definitely do that one as well. I'd say I know he had a rough year, but some of the stats I seen coming out of it, he avoided 50. I put Caleb here too. I think he can turn around. That organization is just so bad. Like they got to get their coaching thing right this year before his career's ruined like Justin Fields. But I would put him here. He didn't throw interceptions. His line was awful. He had him in some games. They just found every way to lose, but Chicago has always done that for the last 15 years or so.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one.
What y'all do with Bryce?
I'm not gonna lie.
Bryce.
I'm putting Bryce right there.
I put Bryce too. Bryce, the way he bounced back after getting benched.
Bryce will be just fine, bro.
We said that last year. Like people were so quick to oh, he can't. He too small. He just needed a good coach. That's it. He got his coach in Canales. He took the benching well. He came back. He bounced back. He's gonna be solid. I think so. This is where I put the old dudes. Really, I think both these dudes need to just go ahead and call it a career. The game has left them. This one too, Derek Carr, you need to probably leave.
Yeah. Ooh, are we about to put T-Law here now?
I'm not, bro. I'm a T-Law hater. I don't care. I'm not, bro.
He's ass, bro. I don't care. He
He's
proves it, bro. He's
I
ass,
did not
bro.
like T-Law, dog.
I don't care. I
Bro,
get
it's
it.
crazy. I used to like
He's
him in
got
college.
he's got all the the physical tools. He's tall. He can throw the ball strong. It hasn't worked. We thought it was Urban Meyer. Then Doug Peterson's now fired. You about to be on your third coach. At that point, it's not the coaches no more if this don't work out, man. I'm sorry.
I tell you, I'm a hater, bro. He's not good to me.
And honestly, it's only because he didn't get to play until the last week. Penix is better. Penix, I think, is really probably more so in this tier if you give him a shot. If you just watch the games, him and Drake London gonna be nice.
Yeah.
And Anthony Richardson, you need to get in the lab this offseason, buddy. Start studying film. Take it serious, please, before your career is over. I think we did pretty good there.
Nah, that's cool. That's like.
But yeah, no, like I said, I'm a T-Law hater, bro. Just like how Chris is a Justin Herbert hater, I'm a T-Law hater, bro.
Yeah,
he's not good.
He
bro.
got paid so much, and he's literally done
Bro,
nothing.
he got paid
and I get it. There's gonna be someone who sees this and be like, "Well, Tua did the same thing," and I get it. I necessarily wouldn't put Tua tier 7, but y'all both agree with it, so I'm cool with it. But them in the same, and that's where I'm saying now it becomes like, are we gonna see a quarterback correction in the market this year? Because the quarterbacks due for contracts, Darnold, Brock Purdy. Obviously, we've seen how their 2 years went. Brock Purdy, Avengers went down. He wasn't the same QB. What's it? Sam Darnold, obviously, he played great. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't even put the banner right this whole time. It's supposed to be this one. I'm sorry, y'all. But obviously, Sam Darnold had a great regular season, but then when the lights got the brightest these last 2 weeks, we seen who the real Sam Darnold is. Trevor Lawrence got paid this offseason. Tua got paid. Jordan Love got paid. Dak got paid. Only one of those quarterbacks made the playoffs, and he lost. Jordan Love was terrible versus winning teams this year. Trevor Lawrence was terrible before he got hurt. Tua, I know he got hurt early in the year, but he was terrible to start the year. When he came back, he was decent. But when they got right back into the playoff discussion and, he came out in that press conference, it was like, yeah, keep doubting us. Like, we going to do it. They didn't do it. As always, when the weather gets cold and they play good football teams. Dak Prescott, highest paid player in league history, was terrible this year. Why are teams going to continue to handicap themselves for these quarterbacks who are supposed to be the game changers? But let's be honest. If you not Patrick, Lamar, Burrow, Allen, CJ seems like he's headed there as well. Why pay these guys? Because you're just going to handicap your team. You can't fill it up with the best talent anymore. And these other guys and these other tiers, they can't win you football games like them guys at the top can. They can't literally be the end-all, be-all, like, put the team on my back, I'll go get us the win when we got to have it. You can't say that for the rest of these quarterbacks, so why pay them $60 million a year?
Exactly.
I mean,
like, I get what the market is, and it's always next man up, but
Yeah.
who's to say the owners don't collude and do what they did
Bro,
to the running backs? Like, we gonna stop paying y'all if you don't really deserve it. Because you don't think Jacksonville, Miami regretting that right now?
yeah,
Jerry
right now,
Jerry will never admit it, but Jerry regret giving Dak that contract.
right now, probably because the years that they had, but I just feel like it's gonna be very hard to like find like another quarterback that are just as good as like that quarterback that you're paying. Like even Tua, like you seen when he wasn't playing, you seen how terrible that the Dolphins was. Like it didn't matter who was that quarterback. They could not figure out that offense to save their lives. Like it was horrible.
Was it? Did y'all play them this year?
Yeah.
Was that the game he threw 3 interceptions though?
Mm-hmm.
When you gotta have that was literally if they would have won that game, they into the wild card spot. They were controlling their own destiny. Tua was talking to the media like, "Yeah, I'm back. We gonna do it this year. Like y'all talk all this noise, we gonna shut it up."
But it's like you can't like use us as like Because like I said,
That's who he's got to compete with. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. That's
you
who
know,
he got to compete with.
for sure.
Y'all aren't going nowhere.
That's who he has to compete with. But I mean, like going to that game, well, he threw 7 interceptions all year, so it's like he wasn't really throwing in the that game was just like the the nail and coffin, like pretty much with them. But like I feel like going to that game, I think they played before us. They played somebody and they lost. But before going to those 2 games, I mean, they was on the road. They was hot. They was on the road, whatever. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's just tough, like, not being able to like pay these guys and like trying to go and find somebody else. Like, I get what you're saying. I think owners have to like look and see like, okay, certain guys can get like 60 million a year, like Sam
Well,
Darnold,
that's what I'm
Brock
saying. I
Purdy.
think that's what owners are about to start doing because, like,
Yeah.
you see, like, okay, Shanahan, Brock Purdy, when they got a team that's loaded with talent, Shanahan's a great enough coach. He can make a quarterback look really good. They lost some of that talent this year with injuries. You see what Brock Purdy looked like. He wasn't an elite 60 million a year quarterback. You got Tua. Okay, he's got literally all the talent. Tyreek, HN, Waddle, still, for whatever reason, can't get over the hump. Can't even win his own division. Josh Allen not going nowhere. You got freaking Sam Darnold, who's been a bench player for the past 3 years. Was career off to a horrible start. Granted, it was with the Jets, so that's understandable a little bit. O'Connell turned him into a serviceable quarterback. Who's to say why pay Sam Darnold if they believed in JJ McCarthy? Who's to say O'Connell can't do the same for JJ McCarthy? Because it's his system. It just works. Because Kirk Cousins played well. You seen Sam Darnold play well. You took a first round pick on JJ McCarthy. You're not gonna pay Sam Darnold, especially when the last 2 weeks you have first place on the line, played your worst game, and you doubled that up with your playoff game, played their worst game of the season. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you got to pay some of these quarterbacks, but these quarterbacks aren't going to be breaking the market no more. Like, I think owners are about to be like, no, you're not. It's not next man up anymore. Like, if you truly not game changing, and that means you literally beating those top 4, top 5 quarterbacks up there on the top of our tiers, we're not paying you 60 million because then we can't go pay the defense. We can't go pay weapons on the offense because you're not that guy. And a lot of these people are not that guy. Trevor
But, okay,
Lawrence, 50 million. He not that guy.
let's say like teams do like go ahead and say, okay, we don't want, okay, let's say the 49ers, okay, we don't want Brock Purdy. We're going to go and get, actually, I'm not going to use Brock Purdy. I'm going to use like.
I'm just not seeing something. Sam Darnold is going to be in the CFL.
I'm gonna use Sam Darnold. Okay, let's say Vikings be like, no, we don't want to pay. I don't want to pay Sam Darnold all that money. I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna go and fix other things, whatever. I feel like we've like seen this like that happen before, and like the team used like an average quarterback and whatever with like a souped up team. I mean, like it doesn't always like end up like promising. Like it doesn't always end up like
it doesn't,
like good
but
or whatever.
It works more so because you're able to build the team for real.
Sometimes, but it's like when have we seen like the last time like a team like that has won like a Super Bowl like with an average quarterback?
Well, that is also the problem, and that's why I feel Mahomes deserves to be a top alone because he's the main reason why this stuff hasn't worked.
It's not just Mahomes though. Like it's like
they won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls. There's a lot of great teams that could have won them Super Bowls. 49ers, 2 of them.
Okay, going beyond Patrick Mahomes, like you had the whole Brady stint, and then you still had like those little great like Hall of Fame quarterbacks. One like Peyton and Drew. So I mean, like like it's just hard like winning with like just like an average quarterback. I feel like and like a souped up team, like we just don't we rarely see it. And like even when like those teams do go up against like one of those god tiered quarterbacks, they lose. So it's like I don't know like how much good like that like do for teams though.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where it's like then you just got to keep going back to the drawing board every couple years, hoping you finally hit on one of them truly franchise-changing quarterbacks. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the beauty of this game. Like, it's cutthroat. Not saying these quarterbacks are bad, but they're not elite. And, like, elite is what gets you to the top. Cream rises to the top. And as of right now, if you knock them top 4, you not really elite. You haven't proven nothing. And even the top 3, while they have the stats, some of them, Lamar got the accolades, Burrow got the Super Bowl trip, Allen got the, just all-purpose numbers year in, year out, they still haven't won either. So I get the argument there, but they win you football games. Like, there's, like we said, the stat with Lamar, his passer rating, if it's not like over 114, they lose, like just straight up. Burrow putting up 40 points a game, and they still finding ways to lose, but what quarterback going to put up 40 like the way he was? Josh Allen, the all-purpose yards, setting all the records. CJ, literally turning that Texas franchise around. Offensive line is terrible, but he's finding ways to win, and y'all have a great defense. Goff, obviously, great culture that Campbell's built. Like we said, probably the best game manager QB in the league. You got a scheme that fits him, he can work in it. Other than that, these other guys not changing nothing. Because Tua's got the weapons. It don't matter. Lawrence has got all the tools. Apparently, like, he was the Gatorade high school player year. Obviously, he went to Clemson, did his thing. Come to league, everybody just thought, oh, he would be the same guy he's always been. Not the case. Like, it is what it is. Jordan Love, we were too early on him. Like, he truly only had a great, 8-game stretch last year. What do they call him? The Toyota-thon merchant? If it ain't Toyota-thon, he not winning. He not producing. He turned over the ball. We can go down the list. Baker, as good as he is, we know he's limited when it comes down to it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why, like, I think people forget too, because, like, I see a lot now on Twitter debates between fans. It's like, oh, such and such Hall of Fame. It's like, dog, this ain't like the basketball Hall of Fame where everybody gets in. This is the NFL Hall of Fame. This is why Dion says sometimes it's almost like they need an upper room in the NFL Hall of Fame. Like, this ain't easy to get into. You truly gotta be Hall of Fame worthy to get that gold jacket.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are not gonna be that. Some of them might be able to squeak a Super Bowl here or there, but also let's remember what Tom Brady did was not normal. That's not just going to happen for all of these guys. All these guys not about to play 20 years. Like, that just won't be the case. That's not how it works. The game will leave you. You see the game leaving Aaron Rodgers. You see the game leaving Kirk Cousins this year. They just old, and they're coming off injuries. Some of these guys, like say in this scenario, say Mahomes does pull off this 3-peat. That puts him at 4 Super Bowls. I think it's pretty safe to say Lamar, Burrow, and Josh Allen, for the rest, none of them will ever reach. None of them will even, not even just win, none of them will even reach 4 Super Bowls within their career. So that's already putting a cap on them right there. Can one of them steal 1 or 2? Maybe, but they got to do it. We've yet to see that happen. CJ, now he's in the fold too. I think, obviously, he's going to bounce back year 3, the sophomore slump. But, I mean, he could go into Arrowhead, upset Mahomes right now. Say he go on a run. He not going nowhere. Herbert, people keep saying sometime it's going to, happen for him. Will it happen for him? This is how you end up with the Phillip Rivers, who were good QBs, played in the NFL a long time. Are they Hall of Fame? Probably not. Matt Ryan, Hall of Fame is fringe. He had that MVP season. He put up great numbers. But what do you remember him for? Nothing really. The biggest Super Bowl choke ever? That's what you remember him for. Drew Brees, he got the 1 Super Bowl, but Drew Brees missed the playoff 9 times. And he was putting up 5,000-yard season after 5,000-yard season. That's what I'm saying. This game is truly, this is why the NFL is the best sport in the whole world. Like, this stuff matters. And I just think, like, when it comes to QBs, like, these guys at the top, they're tier 1. That's why they paid the way they paid. These other guys fighting up, like Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold screwed the quarterback market a little bit this year. Just with the fact that we were so hype on them, thinking like, oh, they're going to next up to get paid. but in the biggest moments, they shrunk. Dak Prescott screwed the quarterback market. Became the highest paid player ever. Was complete garbage. And we know his playoff struggles. Like Tua screwed the quarterback market. He's got talent galore, but he can't stay healthy. And he doesn't win when he plays good teams. Some of these guys just don't have it. It's not to say they're not talented. It's not to say they don't have elite skills, but you also have to have it. Think about it. Like, how many really great NBA players, was back in the day, but Jordan won all them rings, they don't really get talked about. Not to say they wasn't good or elite. They just didn't have it. They couldn't beat the guy. Right now, the guy is Mahomes. He three-peats. It's like, damn. He's literally erasing people's legacies because they're not going to be able to make Hall of Fame if you can't get some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, I still think, obviously, with the stats he puts up, I think he'll be a Hall of Fame quarterback. But, I mean, he probably not winning MVP this year because Lamar just played so good and stole it at the end. Obviously, Josh Allen is a tier 1 quarterback. But if we look down the line 5 years from now, Josh Allen still don't have no ring and probably just got one MVP. What's the difference between him and Matt Ryan? Exactly. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. But, yeah, this is a great discussion. QB1 or QB none. We're going to swing it to the divisional round picks before we wrap this thing up. We appreciate y'all listening all the way through. We got a nice little crowd going here. Been going for an hour and 40 minutes just talking straight up ball, man. But, yeah, divisional round matchups. First game up, Texans at the Chiefs Saturday. What is it, Cam? Why do y'all always get this slot?
Always, bro. It don't matter. It don't matter what. It don't matter
who you play. It's always a Saturday slot for the game.
Saturday 3:30. Don't be late.
Okay, so has your feelings changed after watching your team thump the Chargers this week? Last week, you said you just would be happy with this one win. You didn't think y'all were going any farther. Do you believe that y'all could pull the upset? And if so, how do y'all do it this weekend in Arrowhead?
No, there's no upset. There's, it's gonna be an L for us. Hey man, I just hope we go out there and we, compete real hard. So I don't think it's gonna be like a blowout though. I think it'll be like relatively close. I think we will cover the 8 or 8.5, whatever it started off fast. But yeah, I think it's gonna be close, but I think we're gonna lose.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. People saying, like, oh, the Chiefs been resting for too long. I'm like, we the one team besides Detroit that truly needed the 23 days of rest. I think we got. People forget we played them 3 games in 10 days in the year to wrap up the 1 seed. Mahomes was on a bum ankle. Chris Jones banged up his calf. Travis Kelce old. Like, this team has played 8 seasons worth of football in 7 years because their playoff runs have been so. They played 18 playoff games since Mahomes took over. That's another football season, literally. Yeah. Jay 10,000 Texas get to win the turnover battle to win. Okay, I agree. Like, that could definitely happen, but same time, because I've been seeing some Texas fans talking on Twitter. Knock on wood, y'all realize like it's not like, I know obviously I'm a Chiefs fan, so like, oh, you're biased, but like, no, statistically, Mahomes is like, he's the best quarterback in the playoffs we've ever seen, but he's also never thrown an interception in the divisional round.
He don't turn the ball over.
Like he locked in. He locked in. Like, dude just had his 3rd baby, and he said he asked Brittany in the hospital, could he put the playoff games so he could stay locked in while she giving birth. It's a different Mahomes. That's why, like, I get it. The regular season, y'all can have the numbers. Mahomes already did this, did that. 5,050 touchdowns, all-purpose records yard in 22. When the playoffs come, he's truly a different beast. Like, he really snaps into that mode. And unfortunately for the Texans, I think y'all are going to get the first, brunt of that. 23 days off. Andy Reid off a bye. Patrick Mahomes with the healthiest our offense has been all year. Hollywood, Hopkins, Pacheco back. Juju, Travis Kelce, like I said, old, needed that break. I think he gonna look more like his younger self. I honestly think Mahomes probably go for 270, 3 touchdowns this game, and it's probably like a 28, 14-ish, 17-ish game. I really think, honestly, I'll say this here now too, since we didn't really talk about the Chiefs since they didn't play last week. I think what we about to see is, because the big thing is, oh, the Chiefs can't score 30 points. Like, that's our offense. Our offense so bad this year. I think what we about to see is Mahomes and company literally put up 30 points in every playoff game en route to the three-peat. And then when it's all said and done, they're going to be looking like, okay, what now? What's next? What can't we do? Because that's been the talk all years. Oh, the offense is terrible. Mahomes is washed. He's not the best quarterback anymore. Offense can't score 30 points in the game. Okay, now what? We've been banged up all year. You name another team that loses their top 2 wide receivers, their running back one, has some of the worst tackles in the league, and still goes 15-1. You name a team in a situation that can do that besides Patrick Mahomes with the Chiefs. You can't really name one. Because when all these teams lose, there's every excuse in the book for these teams. Bills fans acting like Matt Milano, Teron Johnson, and Bernard, like the 2000s Ravens defense or something. The way they act when they miss games, like, oh, if we had them, it'd be a different story. Chiefs don't have those excuses. It's whoever go out there, next man up, they win the game. I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first. They finna go on a historical run, and it starts this week. So I think Chiefs got this one. Swan, what about you?
I got Chiefs, bro. You already know.
Yeah.
I say it'd be, however, I'm gonna say it'd be a 24-20 game though.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I'm excited to see the defensive line too. They're back healthy. Omenahu with a month and a half under his belt now. Him and Chris Jones wreaking playoff havoc. Yeah, CJ in that line, I still don't think it's necessarily solved. It just kind of got masked this week with all the turnovers the Chargers afforded the Texans. And I think we'll see more of that. But yeah, Chiefs in that one. As for the second game on the divisional slate, Washington travels to Detroit.
Ooh. Call me crazy. I'm not saying Washington gonna win. I'm not saying that, but they're gonna put up a dog fight. They're gonna give Detroit. The reason why I say that is because Detroit, they coming off a rest week. Um, they come off a rest week and they ain't played by week, and I don't know exactly how the team will be playing. Especially, I don't know if Montgomery coming back or not. I know he's not officially ruled out season yet. I know he said he was gonna be out indefinitely. But I got Detroit winning. But it's gonna be a very, very. I can't predict the score, but it's gonna be a very close game, in my opinion.
But you got Detroit winning it?
Yeah, I got Detroit winning.
Okay. I think Washington keeps this one close in the first half. And then I think the second half, if Montgomery is playing, I know he'd probably be on a snap count or something. But I think the running game just starts to wear down Washington defense. They're not too great against the run.
Yeah.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is able to break off some pretty big runs. And then the second half, they really open it up. And this one ends up finishing probably like 34-21 or something. Detroit.
I know I just talked so highly of JD. Papa Lovejoy, I'm sorry, but this is gonna be built ass. I could just feel it. I think it's gonna be a Jahmyr Gibbs game. He's probably gonna go absolutely insane. I think Goff's he might go 100%. I feel like, or 100%, or he might miss a couple passes. I think this Lions offense is gonna be just too much for the Commanders. For JD to even keep up for real. I got Lions blowout.
Okay. So we got Chiefs. Detroit seems sweep for the first two games. First game on Sunday, I'm swinging to you first one. You already know what it is. 2:00 on NBC. Rams travel to Philly. How does this one play out?
Philly, the Rams, with them is that they play like a good defense in Minnesota and anything, but they didn't play like Minnesota. They're a good defense to get it wrong. but they don't really have that lockdown corners. Like they have Minnesota has great pass rushers and linebackers, but they ain't play a team that has like a great secondary in Philly. So I got a feeling when this one it's gonna be close still, only because of the Jalen Hurts situation with figuring out the offense. So I feel like in this one is, but in my opinion, I feel like this one will I feel like they'll address it, and I think this is gonna be an AJ Brown game. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
AJ Brown goes off for this game. He's gonna get the tutty. Yeah, I don't know about the 100 yards, but he's definitely gonna get a tutty. He's gonna get about 5, 6 catches. This one it'll be a more like a 24-19 type of game.
Okay.
But I got
Okay.
Philly on top of this one though.
Now I'm not confident in it after watching y'all's defense, but I had to stick with it because I said it on the pod last week, and it's my Super Bowl pick. I had the Rams versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, so I gotta pick the Rams in this one. But what my gut is telling me, I think y'all do turn it around this week. I think the Rams are kind of getting more praise than they necessarily deserve for beating Sam Darnold-led Vikings team. And I think going into Philly, the elements, it's just going to make it that much harder. Saquon towards the end of the third quarter after running the ball probably 20 times by that point, that's just going to start to wear on you. I do think A.J. Brown has a bounce back game. I got to go Rams. I'm picking the Rams, but y'all probably win this one, I think. And it'll probably be like you said, probably like in the range of 24-20, something like that. But I gotta go Rams. I gotta. The Jordan Love stuff was so off. We were so bad about that. I need the Rams to pull through so my playoff bracket still looks good. So I gotta go. I gotta go Rams. I'm gonna go 24-20 on that one.
That's fair.
I said Rams
Okay.
last week, but I'm going Eagles. I'm going Eagles.
What?
Yeah, this is very surprising. I know I'm with the Eagles now, man. I think they pull it off. I know I was talking highly of that Rams offense, Puka, Cooper Cup, Kyron, whatever. Obviously staff, but man, I just had Eagles defense when I was watching last week. I'm like, they got Jordan Love looking like this, playing like this. Receivers couldn't get open. I'm like, this secondary is just flying around. I don't know, man. I like the Eagles in this one. I think Saquon, like you said, I think Saquon's is going to wear them down quite a bit. Definitely when it comes, second half. Once that fourth quarter hit, it's gonna be Saquon's show.
Yeah.
I think it will be close though, like you said, like 24-20, 24-21. But I got Eagles pulling this, getting the dub. Now I don't know how good Jalen Hurts is gonna play. Just gonna say that.
But it don't even matter.
It don't even matter.
It's
It
not
don't
even-
even matter. It's good
As
Super
they got an
Bowl.
all-around team. Hey,
Yep.
if they win the Super Bowl, no one. Hey, he got a Super Bowl ring. I was asked this one thing before we wrap that game up. Are you worried, any Swan, because N'Kobe Dean out basically for the whole playoffs now?
Not necessarily, only because that backup we had filled in and he played really great. He forced 2 more fumbles. He played his assignment to where Zach Bond got the other pick. So as long as he stay in his factor, I think we'll be fine. And then a lot of people don't realize we got depth at linebacker now because the one person who's gonna really step up now, who gonna get more snap counts, probably gonna be Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He probably gonna get in the mix more. So I'm not really too concerned. I know that Kobe is one of our defensive play callers, but I mean we still got Zach Bond, and bringing in Jeremiah Trotter gonna play more snaps. They'll be fine as long as stay their ground. They'll be fine.
Okay. Well, with that being said, final playoff game, and honestly, it's probably the most hyped game of this weekend, man. Bills Mafia, Ravens Flock. It's time. The beef will be settled this weekend. I don't care about no excuses for either side. Win the game. Y'all both talk too much shit the last 2 months. No excuses. Winner gets all the bragging rights for the next year until, maybe this happens again. Who y'all got in this one? Baltimore travels to Buffalo. Lamar versus Josh Allen. Harbaugh versus McDermott. Henry versus the Bills.
As much as I told you, I want to give Josh Allen that chance when I text you that. Something telling me Lamar should put some crazy stuff in this game. Like if you because like if you look at their Bills roster, y'all. I mean, James Cook is phenomenal. Like I feel like he should have been Pro Bowl and everything. Like James Cook is phenomenal.
Definitely good pick.
But if you just look at outside of him, we look at that roster versus the Ravens, offense. It doesn't really compare as much, and you only can do so much when you lose so many star talent. I feel like in this one they gonna put Josh Allen like in a box somehow, some way. So I gotta go with the Ravens on this one.
Okay. What about you, Cam?
It's a tough one, man.
It's so tough.
So tough. It's like it's dead ass. It's a coin flip game. I feel like it can go either way. I'm gonna go Lamar and the Ravens. I think they pull it off. It'll be another close game. I think Lamar. I think Lamar can get going to get it done though.
Yeah. So this one of my first bets. This is the first bet I locked in this week, man. I got the Ravens when it was still a pick 'em at -105. I'm a little worried because now everybody on the Ravens, and their whole Twitter talking the most to Bills Mafia right now. I'm like, you still got to go and do it, and I'm still not completely sold on Lamar in the playoffs, even though I think he's turning around with Monken as OC now. But man, if it's not now, then when, Lamar? Come on, you got to do it, Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just hope that they truly stick to what they do. Run the football, throw off of the run. Lamar, if it ain't open takeoff, can't nobody stop you. Just do it. They did that in the Pittsburgh game. That's how you run 13 plays in a row, all runs, and go score a touchdown. They stuck to their bread and butter. I'm just praying that they don't get a little nervous. You know how Ravens get in the playoffs. They get down, all of a sudden they completely lose their identity. It's like, why did y'all not run the football? But yeah, man, like I said, I got Ravens this one, but either way it goes, Bills fans, Ravens fans, there's no excuses. There's no excuses in this one. Winner takes all the bragging rights. And yes, there is a scenario where both of these guys could play extremely well. And, one just has to lose the game because that's just how it goes. If that's the case, we can, give props. Lamar, if Lamar plays excellent and the Ravens still lose the game, he deserves every bit of grace that Josh Allen has got for the last 3 years for that divisional game versus Kansas City, because it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. And if Josh plays well, yeah, he deserves grace because he lost, he still lost. But whoever wins this game does get the bragging rights. I don't care. That's just how it goes in this situation this year. They will get the clear-cut rights to number 2 quarterback in the league and potentially the best quarterback in the league if the Chiefs win, and then that's a collision course right there for the AFC Championship to see who can go to the Super Bowl. But both these fan bases have talked so much for the past 5 years now. Both of them haven't made a Super Bowl. Both of them only made one AFC Championship game. Both of them lost to the Chiefs in that AFC Championship game. Both of them don't have much success in the divisional round. Time to change it. Who's going to change it? Lamar or Josh Allen? Because as great as Josh Allen, they say Josh Allen plays in the playoffs, he's 1-4 in the divisional round. I don't care. He's 1, or it might be 1-3. 1-3 in the divisional round, 1-4, whatever it is. That's not an elite quarterback stat. He doesn't just completely play perfect and his team just no, that's him too. He leaves plays on the field too in these games. Lamar, obviously, his playoff history in itself, we all know how that is. Hasn't played the best. But since last year with Monken as his OC, he's now played 3 playoff games. He's 2-1. He's played great. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. Keep it up, Lamar. This is where it matters. Wild card stuff was cute. Do it now. So I got Ravens, -105 ML. But I just want to see a good football game, man. I want them to beat the brakes off of each other. Hopefully my Chiefs handle business Saturday, and then we just get the rest and get the remnants of whoever come out of that. But yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Wildcard weekend was nice. Divisional weekend going to be even better, man. We appreciate all 150 plus of y'all that tuned in within this 2-hour stream. Go sub to the channel at INISPod. Go follow us on Twitter at the same thing. Go sub. We drop all our official plays there. If you want to get our extra plays, go subscribe to the Moneyline Go. It's linked on the Twitter as well. Currently, actually in a Moneyline Go capper tournament. Got a pick a day. Had 2 entries. One of them lost, bro. Tell me why DeJounte finished with 15 points, Cam.
Oh, that's
Needed him to get 16. He finished with 15 points.
but
I did hit on the over with Cleveland and Indiana, so we got 1 entry that lived on to see another day. Hopefully we can keep, making that one last and be, last man standing in that one. But this will be it's already on the YouTube because he live, but we'll be posting some of these clips. Definitely the QB tier talk. Definitely got to post that one to Twitter, get some more interaction with that, see what people are thinking there. But yeah, it's been a great episode. We will be back with y'all next week, Tuesday, to recap the divisional round. But y'all heard our picks here first. Y'all heard our recap on Wildcard Weekend. Bryce, my dog Kim, my dog Swan, appreciate you for hopping on. I Needed Sports Podcast, your favorite kids for the neighborhood. Signing off. We out. Peace. I need it.